So, hey, I'm really happy to welcome to McMurrayville Everett Hatfield. I've known Everett for a long time, and it's so cool to check in with him again. How you doing, Everett?
I'm doing good. Thank you for letting me be here.
So, a couple of episodes ago, we were able to share some video that you shared of some sea creatures that you saw while you were scuba diving, and that was super cool. So, I want to talk to you more about this scuba diving thing you got going on. When did you start scuba diving?
Ooh, it's been almost a year since I've been scuba diving. Um, it's about this time, December, in Hawaii. When I went to Hawaii for Christmas, um, I did my open water dives, and so for when you're first starting to dive, you're supposed to do study with a book or you can do it online, which is what I did. There was 500 slides and maybe like 4 sections. Then you would do your 2 pool dives, which your instructors help you out of which techniques you do and all the things. And then you do your 4 open water dives, which is what I did in Hawaii.
Scuba dived around here and in Hawaii. Do you have like a place you'd really love to scuba dive?
Ooh, I actually do. There's this place in Hawaii that I went to. It's called Mala Pier, and that was a place that I loved diving. That's the place where I saw my first white tip reef shark, and then it was also my first time that I seen a green turtle in the wild.
So you mean one of those like big green turtles?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very cool. Did you get very close to it?
yeah, they came to us, and the closest that they came was like maybe like um 4 foot away.
So the videos you shared were of an octopus and an eel of some sort,
Yeah.
right?
So that was in Gig Harbor. There's a scuba park there at Golden Sands, I think it's called. And my dad read up this site on a book that his friend used to dive at, and it was his favorite dive site. And the book was made 30 years ago, and it said um, that it's a great place, that there's many octopuses and wolf eels, and we've only seen 2 tiny little octopuses on some of our dives here, but we haven't seen like the famous gigantic octopus.
The Kraken, isn't it the Kraken?
It could be the Kraken,
Yeah,
you never know.
yeah. I've heard of those big giants, the giant ones too, but you haven't seen that yet, huh?
No, those are like deep, 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 deep water.
What's the creepiest thing down there that you've seen? The wolf eel was pretty.
Oh,
That was
the
pretty amazing.
the wolf eels might be have to be the creepiest thing because I came across the wolf eel first, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a picture of his head sticking out of the den," and then he just decided to slither out his den. I'm like, "Please, social distance. I don't
Yeah.
want to get my finger bit off here."
I think everything under the water, it always to me looks like it's not quite done forming yet because everything just moves like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very interesting, like how the octopus moved, because it's so smooth and it's so slick. Like they knew what they're doing, and their eyes, like they're like slits, and they're just so weird. Well,
Okay, then I don't need more nightmares. So, hey, I want to talk to you about you did a public service announcement for something called Stand Up for Sound or Stand Up for the Sound. Stand Up for the
um, they actually asked me to do a video since I did a video before that, because one of my favorite places I like to dive here is at Tramp Dock, and my dad and I were trying to make Tramp Dock a preservation or a dive site for us divers to go there, since it's a great place. It's an easy dive, and we see something new every time we're there. And we got news of the owners that own the dock that they're going to tear down the dock since it's coming apart, and they're going to rebuild a new dock and open it up to fishing. And it's it it's how do I say this? It's hard because we tried so hard because we clean up the fisherman's trash because it was so trashed under there. Like we've seen cappuccino bottles, we've seen beer bottles, we've seen monster cans, root beer cans, plastic bottles, plastic utensils, bowl of noodles, and many fishing lures. And like we cleaned up to a point that it was spotless and it was amazing, and that fishes started to come back. Like it was full of life. Like um we seen a big school of needlefish, of shiner perch, and many tiny baby rockfish in the pillars, crabs, starfish, just a lot of things that finally came back. And now, since it's squid season, we've started cleaning a lot more trash again. And we're seeing fewer and fewer life down there.
What else are you planning on doing along those lines when the new dock goes in? I mean, it seems like that'd be an educational opportunity there for people to realize that they shouldn't be throwing stuff into the water while they're simply fishing.
I think it's an educational moment because once you put in that dock or tear it down, the marine life is gonna scatter. And like what artificial reefs do when you're like sinking a boat because it's not in use or all the things, um, you they find a place where there's no marine life and they sink it. Or if there's like marine life nearby, it it scares the marine life away. And then it takes many years to be able to bring back the marine life. But if they're gonna open up with fishing, then it will just there's gonna be not many fish left in that area.
One of the things that you brought up with me is sharks in particular. That
Oh yeah.
that you really do like sharks, and we do have some species of sharks around here.
Yeah, my favorite shark around here that I usually see is the ratfish. It's like an alien-like creature. The spotted ratfish, which is part of the shark family, but you wouldn't think so because like they have a mouse's face. Not furry though, but like it has a mouse's face, has ghostly eyes, and like if you shine your light on it at night, it shines, like the whole body shines, so it's like a ghost.
And then what is it about sharks?
Well, think of like the whole ecosystem as a chain, and like there has to be a lock to keep that chain together. And what I think for the ocean ecosystem is that sharks are that lock, because once you get rid of that lock, the whole chain starts coming apart. Um, like because sharks keep our oceans healthy by eating the dead and sick fish, so that we don't get that in our systems. They keep schools of fish low, so like it doesn't keep it's off balance. Like they keep it even. Like if you get rid of sharks, there's gonna be many dead fish, sick fish, and just so much fish. And like the predators around them, they can't control that, so then it would be an off balance.
So when you think about it, what's the kind of message you want to get across to people about preserving these things?
I I want to give the message of not just preserving sharks, but preserving the ocean too. Because we need the ocean too. Like it gives us our vitamins, it gives us our food, it gives us water. Um, but we keep on taking and we're not giving back. Like back in the day, we used to think like, oh, the ocean is so big and vast, we can't even hurt it. Well, now it's to that point that we hurt it so much that it cannot regenerate back. So we have to help it by like picking up trash, um, not overfishing. And keeping our carbon footprints low, because the because carbon leads to global warming, which leads to coral dying off, because global warming has gotten rid of about 50% of the Great Barrier Reef. And the corals and the reefs need the fish, and the fish needs the reefs. And also the sharks needs a reef because that's where their food is too. The documentary that I am watching, you should check it out. It's Shark Water Extinction. They said that a pound of shark fins is $200. And knowing humans, that some humans, though not all, they are greedy with money, so they will keep on doing it to get that money, and they don't care, when they should, because if we get rid of the oceans, and their profit stops coming in, and then we won't get our vitamins, or we won't get our food, and it's just we need to stop throwing trash and limiting our carbon and not overfishing.
Well, I really appreciate how strongly you feel about this, Everett. I really like it when young people have something they feel so strongly about that you can tell with their voice and the way that they talk about it. This is really important to you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about it. I'll put a link to the shark. I can't remember what it's called. Shark extinction.
Shark Water Extinction.
Sorry. Okay,
It's
I'll
on
put a link to that.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Okay. Well, I'll just put the title up then, and people can go to Netflix and watch that. I'll take a look at it myself. But hey, I'm gonna close this down for right now. That was a lot of great information, a great talk, great message, and I really appreciate the great young man you've become, Everett. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you, Mr. Lance.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Okay, bud.
Yep, talk to you later.
See you later. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.